Hi friends, welcome back to Authenticity the Hard Way. I am your host, Asha Zalika, and I am so grateful and honored to have you here with me today. Thank you for taking the time to sit with me and listen, learn, gain, whatever it is that I can share with you through this message, through this experience. So if you're new to the channel, Authenticity the Hard Way is all about how our harsh experiences grow us, shape us, evolve us into the next highest version of ourselves. And I simply share my experiences with the hope, like I said, that it will help you along your journey. So I have been getting on my own nerves, trying to figure out how to start. And you know, I don't know algorithms. I don't know all of the technical side of being a YouTuber or a podcaster or even, posting on social media. I don't know how to get my videos seen and gain followers and do all these things. I just know that I have a calling. I just know that I have a heart to share, to heal, to help, to serve. And as a communicator, I do those things best by speaking or through my writing. And this blessing, this gift that Authenticity the Hard Way is for me, is the avenue that I have now to share. So I'm just doing it. And sometimes I get in my own way. It was, no, this needs to be like this, and this should be like this, and the lighting, and da-da-da-da-da-da-da, to the point where I'm at, okay, just stop. Just do the video or don't. That's where I get so into the little particulars, and I will actually literally think myself out of doing it because everything is just not right. And so this is something that I am overcoming. And I'm here now because I've been trying to do this for the last few hours and I'm just now getting here. So when I say that I truly appreciate you watching and spending this time with me, I really mean it from the bottom of my heart. So today I want to share about mental health. Along our journeys to becoming the next highest version of ourselves. And I've been kind of trying to figure out, well, how do I start this? And it doesn't really make sense to me too much as I'm receiving it, but I'm just going to go ahead with what Spirit is sharing with me, and first speak about us being co-creators in our own experience. And by co-creator, I mean, this is how I like to explain it. This is how I described it to one of my children. I said, we are the creators, right? We're the creators of our own experience. We create the things that happen to us. So let's say your desire is to, get a new car. You have a vision of this car, right? And when you set your mind on it, the moment you set your mind on getting that car, the universe, God, whatever you choose, begins to orchestrate that manifestation. You create the vision, you create the intention, and the universe directs the people, the situations that you need to meet along the journey of getting that intention or getting that car. So we create the vision, and God is the producer and the director. So, okay, so let's do it like this, like a movie, right? We write the script. We write the script being the script of the movie. So our intention is the script. And then God, being the producer, produces the cast members. And these are the people that we meet in our day-to-day lives that come along on this journey to getting this movie made, right? So God is the producer. God is the director. He directs the people to us. And the certain situations or the places that we may end up, or the whatever have you, comes, everything just kind of comes together for this production, which is your intention. I hope that makes sense. But the ultimate thing is that we are the creator. So along our spiritual journey, or even just life in general, it's the things that we focus on, the things that we want to make better in our lives, the intentions that we set. We are creating the atmosphere, and we are drawing the certain situations and circumstances that will bring that very thing to us. So this experience that I want to share, now that I think about it, it's all about relationships and the shaping of my own relationship with other people, and how I have grown and evolved because of those situations. So this situation, this experience deals with a young man whom, so I think about him and I smile because I have so much respect and admiration and awe of this man. His creativity, his ability to see things in a totally out-of-the-box way, his talents, this one man is just amazing to me, and I admire him so much. However, our relationship has been very hard, at times volatile, and very painful for me. And as of late, one of the reasons why I stopped doing, I stopped recording for you, Authenticity the Hard Way, was because the dynamic in my home and in regards to him was just getting so out of hand that I couldn't show up the way I needed to show up for you guys. And things just got progressively worse. Because I really just wanted to share with him. I want our relationship to be at a different place, on a different level. And so I've been trying to do that. I've been trying to make that happen. And last month, we just really butt heads. Really just butt heads. Arguing and just me trying to communicate with him outside of everyday trivial stuff. But just trying to take our relationship and open it up and broaden it, because I really just want to be in a place in his life that's not so outside, for our relationship. But I know there's depth that we could have, and I just really want to reach that depth. And we had 2 interactions that turned out to be very ugly. And I take my blame, I take my responsibility in it. But it got really harsh. And some really mean things were said. To the point where at one point I yelled. I was like, why can't you hear me? Why don't you listen to what I'm saying? And it 2 separate times, it just major blowouts. To the point where one night, for the first time, I walked away and I came in my room in here, and I'm just sitting on my bed and I'm just crying. I'm crying. And I heard him open the door and then just shut it. Okay. And then the next time, which was only a couple days later, 3 or 4 days later, another blow up. And I cried myself to sleep. But I woke up, it felt like I had been hit, the way I just woke up like I had to gather my senses and everything. And I was sitting here just thinking, but my mind was so heavy. And it's like my thoughts were trying to move through mud. And I really questioned my sanity. I was going to check myself into a mental health facility. That's how bad. That's how bad the thoughts were. I did not, and I'm very proud of this, I did not think about killing myself. So that in and of itself showed me that I have grown and I have evolved. Because there was a time when in the past where suicide was my go-to. It was either suicide or figuring out how to run away. Those two things. But suicide did not cross my mind. I was really just going to go check myself in, get some therapy. But then I did some deep breathing and a whole lot of crying. And I just asked God for help. Can you please explain to me why I can't get through to him? Why we have this dynamic? That was my question. That was my plea. And Spirit spoke to me very lovingly, very gently, and simply asked, what do you want? What do you really want from him? And my answer, which shocked me, was I just want him to see me. I just want him to hear me. And Spirit said, you want his validation. And that threw me. It really, really threw me like, yeah. I want his validation. I want him to hear me. I want him to see me, see how much I've grown, see the accomplishments that I have made, see the growth that has taken place in me. I want his validation. And then Spirit said, you want his acceptance because you don't feel like you're acceptable to him. Yes. When I am around here, I shrink. When I'm around him, I shrink. And I've learned not to talk about anything about myself, share anything with him, because it's, yeah, okay, that's cool, type of thing. Because the times when I do try and talk about myself or engage him in things about me, I'm either brushed off or somehow or another it turns into an argument. So those two things, I want validation and I want his acceptance. And so then this dialogue took place between me and myself. It's like, why? You have, talking to myself, you have so much admiration for him, so much pride for him, and in how he is and what he does, that you are willing to hurt yourself to be seen by him. And that's the truth. So inadvertently, I put myself, or I create the situation. Remember? Because we're creators. So I inadvertently, unconsciously, subconsciously create these scenes or these scenarios where I could be seen by him, even though it's volatile, even though it's painful. I create these episodes. Much like a little child who wants his or her parents' attention, so they go out and they get in trouble because bad attention is still attention. And so at 53 years old, I'm creating these situations to get the attention or the acknowledgement of someone who I admire so much, but really doesn't care to engage in me on that level. So whose problem is that? It's my problem. So then I had to go take myself through, well, first I had to settle within myself, okay, no, Asha, we're not going to the mental facility. Because if you remember correctly, when you were seeing a counselor, the counselor told you, Asha, you don't need counseling, you don't need therapy, you should be a counselor, you should be a therapist. All you need is to have your basic needs met and start being able to live your life the way that you want to live your life. There's nothing wrong with you, Asha. You have all the tools, all the skills, all the knowledge, all the wisdom that you need to not only help yourself, but others. Put that right there. So I sat here, made myself some coffee. I sat here and I entered into kind of a meditative state, but not, but in a place where I'm fully present and not overwhelmed by the emotions that I had. And I realized that there's a part of me that is lacking self-love, self-validation, and self-acceptance in this relationship. You know what? I keep seeing. So my window is over here, and the sun is going down, and there's all these trees on the outside. So that's why the light is like shifting. I'm like, I keep getting darker and lighter. What's happening? Yeah, it's sun is setting. But yeah, so this is where it gets so interesting. So in the midst of, in the totality of my life, I love myself. This is me at this current version of myself. I have learned a tremendous amount of self-love and self-validation because of all of the growth that I have been pushing myself to go through. Because I truly want to show up in my calling as the highest I can be to share and to help. So I work on myself continually, micromanaging my very own thoughts, except in this one area, in this one relationship. And it's this relationship that has hurt me the most out of any of my other relationships. This bond with this individual that has kind of held me, just this part of me, in a state of gridlock. Because I want so much for him to admire and respect, care, and revere me as much as I do him. But he can't. For whatever reason, he can't. Things that have happened to us, our relationship in the past, unspoken hurts, unspoken pains, and this is the place where I want to get to talk with him about, but he refuses. So instead of me just stepping back and saying, okay, I need to just accept where we are and leave it at that, I've been trying to force my way into this breakthrough with him. Can't do that. What comes to my mind right now is Shrek. When Shrek is trying to teach Donkey about the onion and how the onion has layers, or it's the layers, right? Ogres have layers, and I don't know why I'm seeing that, but that's what I see. And so I guess I'm seeing that because this relationship is like an onion, and it has layers. And I've been wanting to get past all of these outer layers and get into the heart of our relationship. Me. But not him. And that has been a hard thing for me to accept, because I know that if we could just talk, if we could just get past this outer stuff, then we could have a really dynamic relationship. But he's not there. And I have been faulting myself and trying to figure out how I can make me better, how I can make me enough for him to want to dive into our relationship. And that's not fair to me. See, we can't make other people want to heal a relationship. We can't. And that's what sitting on my bed in such mental turmoil that I was going to check myself in to a facility. That's how heavy this has been, just this one area of my life. So if we go back to the onion, if that one area, my mind, is in respects to this relationship, is just so inundated with all this heaviness and all this sadness and all this seeking validation and acceptance. Just that. Have you ever seen an onion and if just one part of it gets dented or something and it gets spoiled in that one part, then that whole onion can then become spoiled and taken over by that one spot. That is what could happen if I don't get a hold of that now. So what am I saying? In my desire to grow and evolve, I cannot grow and evolve to the level that I need to if I don't address this one part. Because the rest of my life is beautiful. But this one part has been holding me back. And it's not his fault. It's me. Because first and foremost, I should not want validation and acceptance from anyone. I don't care what your status or your title is in my life. Validation comes from within. Acceptance has to come from within. Love, I cannot try and thrive off of the love from somebody else. I have to have it for myself. That's what this is all about. So back to being the creator of our experiences. I created these two painful experiences to get to the point where my sanity was in question, which drew my attention to my own lack of self-love and validation. I could have been like, it's his fault, because he won't listen, he won't try and talk to me. Every time I try to talk to him, he got to throw his hands up or da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. And I'm like this because he won't X, Y, and Z. No, honey. I won't let it go. That's why. So the situation, the circumstance, the experience had nothing to do with him and everything to do with my need for my own validation in this relationship. I am doing the best that I can do. I am being the best that I can be in this relationship. Period. And if that's not enough, so be it. Just let it go. Just let it go. It's not worth my sanity. Trying to get in the good graces of someone else is not what I'm here for. I'm here to be me. The totality of me. And if someone else can't accept that and want to be in a deeper relationship, then fine, so be it. We stay at surface level, fine. But that's not. I have been beating myself up because of that. When in actuality, maybe this relationship just needs to be the way it is. A learning experience. Period. My mental health. I was really scared for myself. I was really, in that moment, I was so scared for my mind. Because, so much of my past came up, and my past relationship with him, and things that have happened, and da 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 da, and then the ball just keeps rolling and rolling and rolling. And if I didn't have the wherewithal to catch myself, I may have very well went down that past road to suicide again. That could have very well happened. But no, I did what I needed to do, and I needed to breathe, and I needed to put everything in perspective, and I needed to address myself without the focus on him. Does it still hurt? Yes, it hurts. But I'm okay. I'm happy because I'm okay. I'm okay because I'm okay. The relationship is what it is. Maybe down the line, somewhere down the line, maybe we'll have the opportunity to sit and talk and get some closure on some things. Or maybe not. But regardless, I still get to grow. I still get to experience the best version of myself, which is now just a little more authentic because I had that experience, and that experience taught me. That's all about me. I validate me. I appreciate me. I love me more now because of that. I created the scenario or the situation to get myself into the next highest level of love, self-love, self-respect, self-honor, self-validation. And it hurt getting here, but it was necessary. Why am I sharing this with you? Because maybe there's someone in your life that you're trying to get close to, and it's not working. Maybe it's not supposed to work. Maybe it's not that relationship that you're supposed to be focusing on, but it's yourself in that relationship that you should be working on. Maybe the attention that you're seeking from that person is the attention you should be giving to yourself. We all want love from other people. Yes, we're human. We need other people. We need interaction. We need communication. We are human beings. But not at the cost of your mental health, your emotional health. You have got to love yourself first. You are the most important player. Oh no. So remember, I started by creating this movie, right? We're making this scene, this movie. And it's your movie. And we're calling it life. So you are the most, what's that called? The main character of this animated experience that we call life. You are the main character. The other people in your life are supporting characters. To make this movie called your life. They are supporting you. The universe has brought all these different people to you as supporting roles, as supporting characters, to make you the star of your own movie. And sometimes that support hurts. It's painful. So you take that pain and you don't let it beat you up, but you alchemize. You alchemize the pain and turn it into learning, lesson, experience. And you take that learning, what you've learned, and you apply it to the next scene in your movie as growth and elevation. That was good. Because it's your story. You're a star. And you get to shine in your story. So when the Golden Globe, when all the accolades and you're standing on stage and everybody's cheering you on, because you fulfilled your role as star. Yeah. That's how I feel now. I'm proud of myself. I am very proud of myself because I had two choices. I could have let it make me, or I could have let it break me. Make me into the next highest version of myself, or break me down into the woman that I used to be. I let it make me. Now I'm happy. I'm happier. Now when I see him, I'm good. We don't have to talk. I'm fine. Hi, how you doing? I'm good. You good? All right, good. No strings attached. No obligation. I see you. Hi, how you doing? Good. Yeah. Little trivial conversation. Fine. Good. Yeah. And I don't have this angst like I just need to. No. Going about my business, enjoying my happy star self. Yeah. Remember, you are the creator. And we create these situations and experiences to help us grow, evolve, shine. Thank you. Thank you for helping me hash through this. Thank you for being present. I appreciate your time. And yeah, I feel better. I feel so much better. I mean, I've gone through this already, like I went through it, but as the communicator, like I talked about in the beginning, me sharing is a part of my growth. It's a part of my evolution. It is why I'm here. So if only one word that I said through this whole time, if it's just one word that helped you, fantastic. I want you to shine because you deserve to shine. I want you to be happy because you deserve to be happy, because that's what life is about. We're not here to be miserable. Misery comes, but we have the power, because we are creators. We have the power to take that misery and alchemize it into happiness, marvelousness, joy. We are fractals of all that is. We're supposed to be happy. Anyway, that's another message. That's another video. Write that down. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for joining me. If this resonated with you, please drop a comment. Let me know. Share with me. And if it resonated more, please share. Share. And if you haven't subscribed, subscribe. And hit that little thingy, you know, that bell or whatever it is up there, so that whenever I post video, you get it. Yeah. Thank you. And always, always remember that I'm here and I love you.